Um, okay. Feel free to write down or speak to me anytime you have a question. My name is Faisal Bachari. Just to give you a brief discussion, information about myself. But before I do that, I really think this is a very important class. And it is not because I teach it, I teach other courses too, but this is like the top class that you can put so many information that you gain from other classes into this. So it's an edge class. Unfortunately, because of its name, entrepreneurship, it might have a different impression, but it involves in so many things, such as economic, mathematics, marketing research, evaluation, understanding, psychology, sociology, all these courses, information technology, all these information will be involved into this course. So it's important that every student should take this one. And the reason is not only because you want to have your own business or you want to expand your business, it's just because it can be applicable to so many things in the future for you. Now, so my name, as I said, is Faisal Bachari. I like the picture behind me. It's my favorite picture. It's taken in Persia Empire, and I did not know it so much. Things was going on in that time until I went there. But basically, I was born in Iran, but I was 45 days old when I went to Kuwait. Then I came in before 1990. That's like 30 years ago to Canada. Just like you, studying here. And then, I stayed here, landed immigrant, and I studied in the first finished my high school here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And then I started my bachelor degree in University of Winnipeg. And at the same time, I was doing business information system in college. And I was doing a part-time job also. So it's like it was a heavy things to do. Then I finished my bachelor and I joined to do my graduate studies in international business. And the last education I did my international marketing studies. Currently, I teach in the Alpha College. Let me know if my voice is not clear or you cannot hear my voice. So I'll be glad to answer you. Okay. Now, my work experience. First of all, I worked here in Canada. My first job was a counseling in the United Nations, helping the immigrant comes into Canada. That was 30 years ago. But then I started working for chartered accounting firm in Manitoba, where I did marketing, I did accounting and auditing and income tax. Then I started getting in offers from overseas. My first offer was I took it. It was in UAE, Abu Dhabi. There I was looking for SAP implementation for a gas ministry, a company that supply gas for all UAE. After that, I get a job offer. The project was over, so I moved to Ajman University for Science of Technology, which is they had, I believe in that time, 14 campuses in 7 places. And I was assistant HR. Same time, I was professor for management and marketing. I helped also in the implementation for softwares, and which is when I talk about software, I'm not talking about implementing Microsoft. I'm talking about implementing an ERP solution, enterprise resource planning solution, which has cost millions of dollars and at least 1 year process of implementation and 80% of chance of failing, all these headaches. Then from there, I was traveling back and forth between Canada and UAE and Kuwait, because I have my family, some part of my family in Kuwait and part of my family in Canada. So anytime I had a break, going one of these two. So suddenly I get a job offer from Kuwaiti company. So I didn't know, but I just wanted to move to see whether I go back to Canada because I was Canadian, or go to Kuwait and explore there, see how things. So suddenly luckily was very a lucky shot, and I landed a job as in the marketing department as a product manager for the biggest enterprise resource planning integration company in Middle East and North Africa. They also had around 3,000 employees, consultant, and they had 28 offices in the 22 countries. So basically, while I'm working in the marketing department, I was asked to establish their higher education solution, which is, when we are talking about higher education solution, means higher education software solution. That include student information system, learning management system, content management system, financial, HR, supply chain management, all these solutions set up geared toward higher education. So my job was really starting from building a business plan, establishing the team, doing a roadshow for marketing, because in that time it wasn't, all these solutions that we are using today, it wasn't known really. The whole countries, there was 1 or 2 implementations, and most of them were not successful. So my goal was really building a business plan, marketing plan, teaching the employees, teaching the salespeople how they approach the clients, especially the top clients, teaching the technical team how they dig in the information, trying to build the information, talking to the supplier, helping in localizing, helping in customizing, helping in implementation, functional consultancy, plus doing a road shows where because it was a new product, all the schools, all the universities, all the professors, deans, colleges were very much interested to understand what we were offering. So basically, I used to live on the plane, and the good part of it, I traveled a lot, but I started hating it after that. I hated traveling too much. But probably I spent 4 or 5 days in Kuwait and rest on the plane somewhere in different countries. And from there, we started, localize it, customize it, because marketing that we've done required such things, studies, and, quite few works we needed to do. So then eventually we start, because I wrote a very good marketing plan, which is part of the entrepreneurship, because we, as a company, we're expanding. And as an individual, I am moving from customer side to a client side, to supplier side. So we had a very good business plan and everybody was fine with it. So we started launching it, and then we managed to implement it 23 universities. Keep in mind, for example, each university will be costing them between $5 to $15 million. And basically, as a startup implementation, so they have to pay around 10% yearly as maintenance, plus any upgrade. So we're talking about each company, each college probably will be spending an average of, I don't know, 6 to 7, sometimes up to $10 million a year. And the small ones probably around $1 million. That's for the next 20 years with us. So we managed to kind of generate over 23 years around $500 million for the company. Now, all this started with a new entrepreneurship, a new business plan, a new expansion, because we had an option between going with a solution for universities or solution for high schools, for hospitals. And according to the studies that I've done, they chose to keep this, chose to go with the universities. Keep in mind, this company was very much stable and focused. They are focused on banking solution, and they have a core banking solution. They had telco. They had captured 80-90% of the market in that area, and they decided to go with higher education. So they're only in the 3. Recently, like 2 years ago, Huawei, which is Huawei, purchased their software plus 1,000 employees plus their account for $950 million. And so it tells you the size of the company that I was in charge of looking at it. Now, working with them for 13 years, in the same time, I was looking at, as a product manager, which is when we talk about product manager, that means part of the marketing department, for Oracle, which is after Microsoft, is the most biggest sold software solution in the market, and Oracle and IBM HR Access solution. And my job is really meeting with the customers, promoting a new product, new functionalities, positioning the products, doing this market studies, dealing with the suppliers, signing up any other contracts. So that's all under the marketing department, whether expanding different cities, different countries. So that was the part of it. Please stop me if you have any question. I'll be glad to answer your questions. Now, after working with them for around 13, 14 years, I moved with another company who in, into sales and marketing and implementation. It's in the same field, but in the field of mobile applications. And my job was looking after the first implementation for the government of Kuwait on a mobile application. And that's, we were talking about like a 10 and 15 years ago. And really, I had a team from India. I had a team coming from India, a team in Chennai. I had a team in Russia and team in Ukraine. And all of us, we were working on developing a software on mobile app in that time because it was so difficult to do that. It wasn't as easy as today. And basically, all the government employees will be using this application for requesting leave, sick leave, checking their holidays, adding their children, whatever the HR requirement, it would be mobilized. Now, the funny thing, the application that we wanted them to run on it, it was ISO, which is for iPhone, Android, and Nokia. They refused Android because they said there is not many users. At that time, there was really not many Android users. And they asked for a BlackBerry. Funny things how it's changed. Now, the most used is Android and iPhone, which is ISO. So my job was really looking after the implementation, managing between whole teams in the different countries, dealing with the buyer or the customer, the client, helping them to market the products, because this is the first time government employees will be using a mobile application, launching it, all these issues. It was very successful, and at that time, we charged around, I don't know, it was like $250,000 for an application mobile, which is today, you can do it with a $5,000 or $15,000. So as an entrepreneur, there's one thing you can do, you can charge because you have the first person starting that, or there is not much competition, but at the same time, you are transferring your hard work and your knowledge. So this is very important, that you need to find why do you probably use being an entrepreneur. Would you excuse me for a second? I'll be back. Okay, it's when you do a class online, you do it usually on the home. So you have kids, they're walking on you, so they know, they wonder who we are talking to. So no worries. I just wanted to make sure they do understand that we are in a class. Now, we will spend, because the class size is a little bit small, which is good. This is first time I ever have a small class. We will spend lots of time supporting each other, and discussions, doing lots of discussions, because it's very important that we need to work things out. Now, let me continue. Okay, I'm just going to share a file with you. Okay, this file, I will put it on the screen later on. Now, and also we'll publish it on Moodle's, which is Alpha College. And I will send it as an email. I want to make sure that you're getting all the information. I'm really enjoying the smaller size of the class. Now, so when I finished the mobile application, we started to do a new entrepreneur, which is, by then we have expanded the higher education solution into different countries. But mostly, and recently, like 5-6 years ago, when I decided to come back to Canada, we established a company called One Global, One Global Canada. And it's MVAS. For the people who don't know what's MVAS, it's a mobile value-added service. And it's basically, it's a mobile application, but it's a one-hop shop. And in the one-hop shop, usually you are, how should I say, you go in and you do all your daily activities. For example, you can, first of all, you can link your debit or credit card to an e-wallet, which is something you do it today. But imagine this was 10 years ago or 5 years ago, it was kind of a new thing. Especially with projects that we had to do it on a daily basis for people who never used things before, something like that. So it was pretty much interesting. And basically, it's a mobile app. I was the CEO, Chief Operating Officer for One Global Canada. And my goal was communicating and operating the application, running the application, making sure up to the standard, and also helping in building the business plan, the entrepreneur. We will talk more details about this because probably would be very interesting for you guys, because it's totally different new technology, different way of working. There's a product, there is service, there is a IT part of a product or a service that you need to know very well, and how you market that. Now, after that, because it was required from me to travel so much and so many times, leaving Canada back and staying for a month or two overseas, I decided to move as a consultant for this, in the same time, I had a job offer in Montreal, working as a software selection consultant. So basically, when a client, which is a company, wants to buy a software, it's kind of an investment for them because they have to use the software for many, many years. They have to pay multiple millions for the software and invest at least a year into implementing it. So they wanted to make sure that they're selecting the right softwares. And we're talking about like a supply chain solution, supply chain management solution, and ERP solution, financial solution, HR solution, something like that. So if they want to buy new or replace one or upgrade, they needed to know to go through the right process to do that. So we wanted to make sure they did not do anything wrong. So my job was helping the customer to find out how they are supposed to do it and doing the right process and procedures for that. Now, I'm still working as a consultant with them because I'm also working as a professor in Centennial College and in Alpha College. I teach management information system and marketing. In Alpha College, I teach marketing and marketing research and MIS for the graduate students. Now, I do have two graduate studies, one in the international business and another in the international marketing, one from Manitoba, Winnipeg, and another from UK. Recently, I just finished my license in as a financial advisor with and I get an offer with the Sun Life. I'm not sure if I'm going to take it or not. In the same time, I've just finished me and a team in Egypt and in Canada working on an application for artificial intelligence as an artificial intelligence for insurance brokers. So basically, insurance brokers they have to go through 10 clients in order to find one client that qualified. So we created an artificial intelligence application where you think you're talking to a person, but is actually you are getting the information to see if if the person is qualified or not. This is it's going to go live soon, and it's basically every insurance broker will be launching it. If he's launching it, then he will be collecting enough information from the customers or potential clients, and he will be qualifying and book an appointment automatically for the financial broker. Now, we also have integrated it with other marketing applications like Google Apps, Google Ad, websites, Facebook, all these things going to be integrated and to help to market this product. You go from say Facebook to move to artificial intelligent apps, which will tell you, ask you a few questions, and then book your appointment if you're qualified. and then we'll notify the broker that you have a qualified person who is interested to meet with you. So the broker would be saving time and effort of knocking 10 doors. He's going to do 1 or 2 people. And out of these 2 people, 50%, 1% will be signing up. And instead of talking to 20 and 20, you find out that 50% of them not interested. And then he has to talk to this 10. And from 10, they have 5 of them not qualified. And the 5 qualified, 2 or 3 of them are not ready. So it's all this hassle. It will cut down all this hassle for him. So they're launching such an application, but on a corporate level, but they don't have it on the salesperson level. So we are building this, have built this application. We'll see how we're gonna come up with a plan of marketing it and launching it. Now, do you have any question? Okay. Can you hear me well? Okay. Now, I assume you guys are hearing me well. So no need to please stop me whenever you feel like you have a question or something. So what I will do now, I will like to go over the learning objectives or the learning plan, and we will take it from there. Okay. I do understand it's an online class, and online class is not face-to-face, so it's less interactive. But in the same time, I think we can manage this very well. It's going to take us time to get used to it, but don't worry about it. I will do my best to be in a way to make sure that you do understand what is required from you. I will be there to help you. I am available on many, my email, on my chat, Google chat, so you can contact me anytime. Now, so the course is Introduction to Entrepreneurship. And as I said, it's a very good course, by the way. And I'm not trying to promote it. I'm trying to say that no matter what field you're going to get into, you need to have some kind of entrepreneurship feeling. And usually the people who have an entrepreneurship sense, they're enjoying life better. They make better money. And they have better result, fulfilling result. So basically, when I started the higher education, then suddenly I got a nickname within the community of education, probably within the 3,000 IT consultant. So they called me the king of education, which is good because they thought I'm the person who created the whole thing. And this is kind of feeling very good. Nonetheless, also, it was a long lasting, I left whenever I wanted to leave. It's, you don't feel that much pressure if you're working as an entrepreneur for a company. And believe me, I had an option after that working for Oracle and, you know, looking for Middle East, North Africa, Europe market, and another entrepreneurship, which is expanding into territories that I nobody been there. So I chose to the second option because once you get it, it's like an, you know, adrenaline. It's like an addiction in a way. Once you do well in entrepreneurship, you don't want to have a back seat. And it is important. It's for the market leaders. It's for the leaders who wants to lead. So it's depend on you how you feel about it. I will make sure that you will enjoy this class because it is important for you to understand that this is really, really something that anybody who wants to be financially better off or life-wise better off or less pressure in his work and from their, you know, competition, entrepreneurship is one of the ways of doing it. So we will be doing this online in the spring. By the way, we are recording now, and I will be publishing this on the on YouTube site, my site. I will send you a link for that, for this. Now, first of all, it's a 2 hours class. So we started at 3:30 and we probably will be taking a break in 5 minutes. Say, because we'll take a probably 5-6 minutes from this hour and 5-6 minutes from the next hour, so altogether 10 to 15 minutes break where you can go eat or do something that you want to do. But overall, let's start with the plan assessment. There is individual assignment, and basically we are in a week 1. So on the week 5, there is an assignment that is needed from you, and worth is a 10% of your rate. And you have the freedom of selecting the product or a service locally or internationally. Say, if you want to bring something from India or export something to India that's in the field of product or service, you just write your business plan. I will help you on this matter also, but that's on the week 5. Now, on the first assignment, I'm not expecting you to do a perfect job, but I'm expecting you to do some kind of utilizing the information that I'm gonna present, plus the book. On a week 6, there is a test, Now, it could be an open test, it could be a regular test. We'll tell you way before that what kind of tests you will be having. Okay? Now, on a week 10, it's also individual assignment, but this time is business plan for a Canadian market, a product and a service. So you're not applying to import something or export something. You are utilizing some products or an idea outside or inside for the Canadian market. Once we're near to that one, we will be speaking more about it, so it's going to be more clear for you. Because the first one is basically export and import, business plan for export and import. The second one is for the Canadian market. Now, export and import could be from India to China, or India to USA, or USA to Philippines. It's not. In the second one, I want you to focus on the Canadian market. Also in the product or a service. Now, if you notice, I put 15% of the mark is for every week discussion. So we will have a class discussions every week according to previous chapters and to our daily experience or living experience. So we can talk about how this market is getting adjusted to this situation. How did we feel? We don't go out a lot these days, so everybody will have a 1 or 2 stories, which is fine. That's not a problem. Now, on a week 12, you will have a test, which is 15%, and your group business plan, which is this one, will be a comprehensive one, including presentation, which is you will fully present your business plan, a convincing one. Now, I understand not all of you guys in the same level. Some of you are good in presenting, some of you good in writing, some of you good in searching, some of you good in managing. So as a team, as a group, you start getting to know each other and start dividing the job. But I need one person who is in communication with me. So he's the one who's going to send me the final project plan. He's the one who's going to set up the meeting. He's the one who's going to do they will all the team do the presentation, but he's the one who's talking on behalf to do the organization things. Any question? Okay. Now, the book, I will show you the book later on, how it looks like. But if you go to McGraw-Hill and you type entrepreneurship, there is a few books there. But you need to sign up for Introduction to Entrepreneurship. It's available there. And please follow subject by subject according to this next learning object. And I will guide you which chapter you need to read for the test, for the exams. But basically, Mostly it's going to be sourced from the materials that I will publish for you guys or send to you. Now, for the attendance, it doesn't matter. It's not important for me whether you're attending or not, but the college and for the immigration reason and for the college reason, attendance is very important. And luckily through Zoom, I can find out, I can download the attendance people and I can submit it to the college. Now they will let me know, or they will deal if anybody cannot make it to the classes, what's their decision about it. But what's important for me, and because we are such a small class, I like to see participations a lot from your side. And the reason is the fact that, well, if you do bad in one test and you never participated in the class, I cannot reconsider you to take a test again or make your mark better. But if you've done well in your participation, and I know your standard of thinking, your understanding of material, I can reconsider if you're failing a test because of you have a family problem or you have some other problem. Because I had this situation before where the student did not do well in their test, and they came to me and I said, sorry, I don't know you. You're in my class, but I don't know you, so I cannot really give you a better mark than that. But there were some students who really had some family problems and they didn't do well in the test. When they came in, I know them right away. They are top guys in the class. So I reconsidered their test. So it's important for you to really participate, to show your knowledge, your information about the course. And you're not going to go let easy. So this is why I'm putting 15%. And if you're not participating, this 15% is goodbye. Now, we will be talking about the course schedule after the break. So we will need to take a break now, and we'll be back, say, 15 minutes from now. So 25, 40, 4:40. So I will see you by then, okay? But I'm here, and please ask me any question that you have. It's important that we build everything through cooperations. So I will play a short video, and then after that, we will be, each one of us, I need him to represent itself, very brief, who's the person, or where he's coming from, what's his challenge, why he's taking this course, and what's his future plan for that. So we will talk about
So what exactly is an entrepreneur? It's just a fancy word for someone who starts a new business. And if you've ever wondered what it means to be one, then look no further. The folk here at Big Ideas Wales know that there's no one better to tell you what's involved and the skills you'll need than entrepreneurs. So we asked some. Their answers can be summed up in 4 words: attitude, creativity, relationships, and organization. So let's have a look at attitude. Having a positive attitude will get you a long way, even when sometimes things are not going the way you'd like them to. Be confident in your ideas, believe in yourself, and persevere. It's your determination to see things through that will make things happen. What about creativity? Well, think of it as solving a problem. All you need is a little imagination, look at something with a fresh pair of eyes, think a bit differently, and bingo! You've done it. You've just come up with a brilliant new idea. So take a look around and ask yourself, how could I make that just that bit better? Tap into that brilliant imagination that you have, and off you go. Okay, now relationships. Running a business is definitely a people thing. Having a good relationship with your customers, employees, suppliers, partners, and other businesses is essential for success. Be willing to talk to everyone and listen to what they have to say. The more people you know, the easier it will be for you to use your powers of persuasion and get things done. And lastly, organization. To get to grips with the day-to-day running of a business, good organization skills are essential. You need to understand how to raise finance, manage your money, and deal with tax. You need to set up systems to make your business tick, from IT systems to planning and record keeping. The more organized you are, the smoother things will run. Yes, there's a lot to consider, but many entrepreneurs told us that they asked friends, family, colleagues, and professionals for help along the way, so you're not alone. Starting a business is an exciting adventure, full of new experiences, with some highs, some lows, some tough decisions, and a lot of hard work. But as an entrepreneur, the power is in your hands. Just tap into that imagination of yours, be positive, be friendly, be organized, and you'll surely be very successful. For inspiration and information on becoming Wales's next young entrepreneur, visit Big Ideas Wales.
Okay, we'll do another video.
Where is the best place to get leads online for your business? Is it YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? Well, if you are...
Many of us want to become entrepreneurs. Starting your own business is one of the biggest dreams of our times. But how do you get to be an entrepreneur? Most of the advice focuses on the practicalities, writing a business plan, raising money, finding staff, marketing and PR. We'll go down a different route. In our eyes, at the heart of successful entrepreneurship lies something oddly more abstract, an accurate insight into the causes of human unhappiness. To be an entrepreneur means essentially to become an expert in the things that make life difficult for people. That's because every properly ambitious business is in some way trying to fix things for other people. And the bigger and more original what you're trying to fix happens to be, the more successful your business can be. Because consumer society is now well developed, it may be easy to think that all the big problems out there already have thousands of fixes anyway. Think of all those car companies or pizza outlets or news websites. We surely have enough of everything. What could we possibly add to what's already out there? But to get a sense of the vast opportunities that still remain in capitalism, all you need to do is ask yourself where and in what areas you're unhappy in the course of an average day. Every unhappiness is really a new business waiting to be born. Your frustrations are a nearly inexhaustible source of raw materials out of which the businesses of the future can be built. So while there may already be plenty of breakfast cereals and t-shirts and cell phones and cab rides for sale, there's so much more that frustrates and depresses us. Think of how difficult it is to get on with one's partner, educate children, cope with anxiety, discover what you want to do with your life, find a nice place to live, calm down in the evening. One could go on and on. Our griefs and irritations are endless, thankfully for the budding entrepreneurs. The biggest first step to take towards entrepreneurship is therefore to learn to study your own unhappiness and what might possibly heal it for you and others. When profits decline in businesses, it's really the result of too many people throwing themselves at trying to fix the same area because they can't think of anything more innovative to do, rather than start a new airline, mobile phone company or supermarket chain. And by contrast, healthy profits are a reward for understanding and mastering an area of human distress ahead of anyone else. Of course, ideas aren't enough on their own. You need to take care of practicalities and money, but they won't help you if your original psychological insight into human unhappiness isn't sound. And by the same token, if your insight into what makes people unhappy is razor sharp, and your solutions bold, then however difficult the journey, your business will stand a high chance of making money and benefiting humanity too.
Okay. Now, I want you to start introducing yourself. So I will start with unmuting. Your name is, start with H. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good too.
It's your name, just not showing everything, just showing HARMA, but then I looked at the chatting.
Oh, okay. No, my name is Harmanpreet Singh, and I'm like in fourth semester.
Okay.
And I like this course because I have keen interested in this course. I have like I want to start my own business, and that's everything, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Now, need to speak with Amir. Amir, are you there? Okay. Now, next, please, okay. Let's have Kaur speaking to do himself.
Hi, yes, Professor.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Akashdeep Kaur, and I done my previous study in India.
Okay,
I am from Punjab, so here I am doing a accountant in Alpha.
beautiful.
So, so my long-term ambition is to become an accountant and work in the finance department.
Wonderful, wonderful. I did work for finance department. Worked for an accounting firm for a year in Canada,
Yeah,
and did some, income tax and all these things. So, and financial auditing for
yeah.
Indian reserves in north of Canada. So we can, speak about it in the future. Now, it was nice. I wish you good luck, and let's see who's there available. Okay. Now, there's one more video. I would like to share it with you. So you need to see it, and then we will take a day off because there is not many of you guys are there. So because I understand it's a Saturday and it's 5:30, but keep in mind it's important that you come into the next class. This is only an introduction class. So I will share one more video and then we take it from there, call it off. So we spoke about what is an entrepreneur, how to be an entrepreneur, who is an entrepreneur.
The most common reaction to a birch arrangement is, I didn't know flowers could look like this. I'm Brittany Ash.
What makes someone an entrepreneur? Am I an entrepreneur? Are you an entrepreneur? Do I know any entrepreneurs? Is it genetic? Can I catch it? Is it fatal? Wait, what? The word entrepreneur seems to be thrown around everywhere for everyone doing anything. It's used to describe celebrities and business tycoons like Beyonce, Elon Musk, Marie Kondo, and Jessica Alba. But your brother who keeps bringing up his idea for coffee-flavored toothpaste might make the list too. Entrepreneurs pop up in all types of industries and can have widely different backgrounds. Some build personal brands, while others work tirelessly on a physical product that they believe in. Really, anyone can be an entrepreneur, given an idea and the right tools to develop it into a functional business. Together, we'll develop our business acumen and learn the importance of grit, determination, and a fair bit of luck. I'm Anna Akana, and this is Crash Course Business Entrepreneurship. Some people define an entrepreneur with buzzwords like trailblazing, innovative, problem-solving, passionate, and on and on. These might all be traits that entrepreneurs can strive for. But at its core, an entrepreneur is someone who sees a need and takes on the financial risk to start a business to fill that need. That may sound kind of vague, but that's kind of the point. There is no cookie cutter entrepreneur, unless you start a business to sell cookie cutters, in which case, yes, there is a cookie cutter entrepreneur. Your idea might take the form of a physical product in a physical store called a brick and mortar business. In Montana, Charlie and Barbie Beaton of Big Dipper Ice Cream took their passion for locally made ice cream from one shop in downtown Missoula to appearing on Good Morning America. Damn. Or instead of a tangible product, your venture might be a national empowerment network. Girl Boss New Zealand was founded by 20-year-old Alexia Hilbertidou after she was the only woman in her upper-level physics class. Her goal is encouraging high school-age women to pursue STEM and leadership careers. Or you might set your sights on an international online media empire, like Ariana Huffington, the founder and namesake of HuffPost. She founded her site with partners as a friendly alternative to news aggregators, and she eventually sold it to AOL in 2015 for $315 million US. Get it, Ari? It's clear that entrepreneurs come in all flavors. I mean, according to the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, over 100 million businesses are launched each year. That is 11,000 per hour, or 3 new businesses per second. There they go. So instead of just defining who is an entrepreneur, since it is such a wide scope, we can instead narrow down our definition by understanding who is not one. Let's go to the thought bubble. Say Congress works for MeWow, a feline health and fitness company. He notices a need, a shocking lack of cat transportation, and comes up with the idea for the cat cycle, which he pitches to his boss. MeWow immediately sends the cat cycle into production because it's a genius idea, obvi, and it flies off the shelves. Even though Congress is using an entrepreneurial mindset, by our definition, he isn't an entrepreneur yet. The company, MeWow, actually took the financial risk to develop, produce, and sell the cat cycle. Meanwhile, Beetle sees the same need for cat transportation and sketches out the cat board in his personal idea notebook after work. He's gained valuable experience working for MeWow and develops the cat board in the evenings and on weekends before striking out on his own. Using his personal savings, Beetle commissions a prototype that he shops around to local stores. A few are interested and he sets up contracts with them. As his sales begin to grow, Beetle creates new designs, but he doesn't pay attention to what his customers like or dislike about the cat board. Because he failed to make valuable improvements to the cat board for his customers, sales plummet. It's a tough decision, but Beetle cuts his losses and sells his cat board designs to MeWow, which revamps his idea as the dog board. Beetle is an entrepreneur because he saw a need and took the financial risk to fill it. It didn't go so well because he didn't incorporate customer feedback, but now he knows where he went wrong and won't make the same mistake in his next entrepreneurial endeavor. Thanks, Thought Bubble. For a while, the classic story of an entrepreneur was someone who created one business that became a long-term project, like opening a new restaurant or founding a tech startup to make flashy phone games. But that is not the whole picture anymore. There has been a shift in the global job market that has opened the door for entrepreneurship to become more mainstream. Specifically, I'm talking about the rise of the gig economy. Contract work, called gigging, is becoming more popular and taking up more of the labor market. And I don't just mean gigs like musicians and comedians hopping between open mic nights. Instead of a long-term relationship where employees are paid salaries by the hour or year, businesses are temporarily hiring people for specific projects. This shift has made it financially easier for entrepreneurs to find people to get their businesses going without committing long-term to paying employees. And it's allowed early-stage entrepreneurs to find flexible work to support themselves as they develop their product or service. This doesn't mean everyone in the gig economy is an entrepreneur. It's just given more people the opportunity. So a more traditional path might be joining an accounting firm right after college and working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday until you retire, or die of boredom. Spreadsheets for life? No thank you. Some people might feel fulfilled with that kind of steady employment, and the stability that comes from being a salaried employee with health insurance can be incredibly valuable. Others, like us entrepreneurs, might itch for more independence. In the gig economy, you can have a couple of ways to make money, in addition to or instead of that 9 to 5 job. And you can go online to look for gigs from anywhere, not just your real-life community. So you might consult for a network of women small business owners on their day-to-day accounting, create vlogs with tax software tips, or sell unicorn hats on Etsy that are knit out of the softest fabric there is. On the plus side, this allows workers to build robust portfolios of work and find fulfilling gigs. Having separate jobs can also provide a stronger sense of income security than one full-time job. Even if you lose one, you're still making money. All hail the side hustle. Today's entrepreneurs are well suited for the gig economy because we know how to hustle. We're independent thinkers who are comfortable with developing our own diverse income streams, marketing ourselves, and connecting with others. I mean, who has not had a Lyft driver who moonlights as a cinnamon roll artisan, right? But there are still problems with the gig lifestyle. Sure, someone might become a Lyft driver to help fund their sugary dream, but they're almost certainly not doing it because driving strangers around is their passion. For some people, participating in the gig economy is a necessity, not a choice. Scrambling to pay rent and afford food is another reason to have a bunch of gigs. And depending on the country and government, gig workers can have fewer legal protections, like mandatory breaks and standardized pay, or they might have a harder time maintaining insurance and retirement accounts. This makes some countries more attractive to entrepreneurs, such as New Zealand, Singapore, and Denmark, based on the World Bank's annual analysis of the ease of doing business. But even in those countries, there's a difference between legally being able to take a break and actually taking a break. It can be a struggle to turn off the hustle, especially for those of us trying to create a personal brand with our art or online presence. But taking time for fun hobbies and spending time with your friends and family are very important parts of being successful and so necessary to staying mentally healthy. Trust me. So it's not all blue skies and rainbows. But if you ever wanted to be an entrepreneur, the gig economy has made it more possible now than ever. Even still, entrepreneurship is not easy. Taking a financial gamble is stressful, and so is working long hours to try and get a project off the ground. I know for me, the lack of structured work time often means that my business has no off time at all. And if I'm not careful, I can just work myself around the clock and get very exhausted. But tons of us take the leap to start a new business and stick with it through the ups and the downs. So, what exactly keeps us motivated through those downs? At the top of the list is freedom. Entrepreneurs get to be their own bosses. This can mean setting your own hours, deciding on your dress code, or the lack of. I mean, sweatpants all day, every day, am I right? I mean, maybe you want to work from bed or while you travel, writing emails by the pool. And for traditionally underrepresented groups in business, like women, people of color, or the LGBTQ+ community, ding, 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 I'm all those things, it can mean defining your own destiny. You can create an inclusive company culture and work environment rather than feeling stuck in an uncomfortable or even possibly illegal situation with a boss or coworker. If someone keeps talking over you and dismissively says women can't be funny, you don't need to hire them for your writer's room or film set. Or if a coworker from a previous job got fired for having a natural hairstyle, you can create a business where that would never happen. You wield the power. A study in the Social Science Research Network Journal found that entrepreneurs start companies because they mostly believe that 1. They are inherently more valuable than how they appear on paper. 2. They are wasted working for someone else. 3. Their resumes don't show the real them. 4. Large companies can't appreciate their full potential. And finally, they are capable of turning their internal value into real-life money. Basically, entrepreneurs believe in themselves. And sure, building self-confidence over time isn't always easy, but it can be a powerful motivator. And then there's potential wealth. Yes, there is financial risk in starting a business, but there is money in running a successful one. Entrepreneurial lore is full of rags to riches tales, where people pitch the next Snapchat and are launched into the business stratosphere. Like Oprah Winfrey has said, she spent her early childhood wearing overalls made of potato sacks, but she became North America's first Black multi-billionaire and queen of the daytime talk show. Sure, this is the stuff of inspirational posters, and not everyone can make it this big. But entrepreneurship does create a culture of opportunity that might work for some non-traditional workers. Of course, every entrepreneur with a massive success has also had hundreds of failures. Yeah, I know, the dreaded F word. Lean Startup Methodology is basically the globally recognized guidebook for entrepreneurs created by Steve Blank and Eric Ries. And it says that stumbling is perfectly fine if we learn as we go. But to identify and learn from failures, every entrepreneur has to ask themselves, what does success look like to me? Is it earning $30,000 a year in your food truck and skiing every weekend? Is it selling your idea for $1 million? Is it becoming the CEO of a mid-sized media production company and writing novels on the side? Thanks for hiring us, Hank. Also, where is the sequel and when can I star in the movie adaptation? Or is it owning 6 cats and producing your own films? Whatever success is, it's entirely up to you. Of course, no one wants to fail, but together we'll learn how to redefine failure and pick up the pieces if it's truly unavoidable. It's not that successful entrepreneurs never faced failure, it's that they didn't quit. So the bottom line is, anyone can be an entrepreneur with a little grit, determination, and luck. And remember, you may have stopped believing in unicorns, but they've never stopped believing in you. Next time, we'll talk about that fundamental piece at the core of any entrepreneur, their ideas, where ideas come from, who to take them to, and how to turn them into feasible businesses. Thank you so much for watching Crash Course Business, and thank you to Thought Cafe for the beautiful graphics you just saw. If you
Okay, so this is what's all about as an entrepreneurship. Now, basically, we're almost end of the class, and I will leave you to go relax, and I'll meet you next week, and we'll start the class all over, chapter 1. Have any questions? Okay, so you have a good one. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.